now I'm a content producer. I'm going to play a character here, but not really.
You're already a character.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Anyways, what I was going to say is I just want to kind of go down the line and just get a quick piece of advice from each of you that I'm a content producer. I'm coming to you. What's something I need to think about? What's something I need to do? What's a good thing to have in mind when I'm coming to talk to any of you about taking my brand that's in my head and turning it into a branded entertainment property through each of your channels? Yeah, let's just go left to right.
I think, know your elevator pitch. Like, know what you are, know what you're about. I think, when we went through the digital hot list, there was a lot of properties that came through it that kind of wanted to be all things to all people and ended up being nothing to anyone. And I think, when you have an idea, stay true to that idea and be very focused about what it's about. And I think from that, you're not going to match or find funding from everybody, but you will find the right funding and clients that will want to participate with what your idea is about.
If you're coming with an original idea and you're looking to have brands integrated into it, the first thing is, be true to that story. Make it a great story. Everybody wants to be attached with something great. The second thing is think of yourselves as a media property, and if the IP is developed, the more you develop the IP and can show the numbers and the audience, the more nobody's going to turn down if you give me an ad spot on American Idol, right? Everybody wants the 80 million eyeballs, right? So the more eyeballs you can show, obviously, the better.
So I'm not I don't represent brands, but
Content producer might come to you for some of your talent. Like,
right? I think it's really important to understand the marketplace. I get a lot of people come to me with an idea, and the things that are going to differentiate. I mean, anybody can have an idea. You need to understand who the potential buyers are for that, what the opportunities are for distribution of that, why a brand would want to associate with that. It's the nature of the beast. It helps to have some form of celebrity, in my space at least. A lot of the projects that I'm selling now have an enormous amount of celebrity, and they're not even mine. And I mean, guys like Keanu Reeves shooting for a day for $400. It's doing, the friends and favors thing. But that's kind of what's differentiating right now for us in our space. But really, it's really understand. You really have to do your research. I can't underemphasize this or overemphasize this enough. You've really got to know. Just saying, the lead character would look great with this clothing line on, but then he still has to. His actions have to match the brand's touch points, if you will. And every brand has touch points, which actually makes it really interesting what you did with the manscaping, because that's the antithesis really of how they project themselves normally, which has me really curious how that came about, because usually a brand has an agenda, and you need to fit that agenda very, very well.
Dave?
One of the things that we do beyond just being an interactive agency is we also, Darren actually has a record label, and he has an artist, and we make music videos and whatnot. And one of our challenges, and that side of the business is pretty much content production and sort of pushing out artists and music videos and attaching them with sponsors and whatnot. And it becomes our job to really understand what sponsors will actually fit within the genre of the music that we're actually pushing out, what kind of audiences that can actually be attracted by that particular artist, what is the size of that the artist's page, what's the size of the audience that person actually draws, and then how do we translate all those numbers back to a brand that could potentially buy in and say, okay, yeah, I really want to do something together with you. Maybe we can write a song together or something like that. And we did something like that for Smirnoff, actually, for a small ad campaign they had done for one of the product launches last summer. So it was pretty interesting.
Jeffrey?
I think I think I'm going to echo some of the ideas.
Yeah, sorry for making you go last minute.
No,
It's
no,
always
that's
tough.
okay. I totally agree. I totally agree with Matt. I think when I first started out, there was a lot of, trust me, this is cool. And I think that media in general and video games in particular, it's a show me, don't tell me type of business. So we did research, and we paid good money, and we found out that this really does work, and that brands should be interested. And I think, on the flip side, if there were people who wanted to come to us with a video game pitch, we should create a video game out of your idea or your property. The same thing, you definitely need to have some accredited research. And if it's not up front, then it should be part of your package going, in on the backside.
Very quick question. It is for Jesse. So I'm curious, the talent you represent, is it all about show me the money, or is there ever an opportunity where the talent comes to you and says, I really believe in either a brand, a product, or a cause. Can you actually match me up to that?
Oh, absolutely. The writer's strike was a huge catalyst for a lot of artists getting really, really creative, and there clearly was not about money. And so I have a lot of artists now who want to be in the new media space simply because they're looking for creative license. Or, for instance, I have a showrunner who earns typically about $2 million a year, but wants to be in front of the camera, so he created a series. The money he's going to earn is meaningless, but he gets to go out, he gets to have fun, and he gets to kind of work on his chops, if you will. There's a lot of that, and then we also do a lot of cause work. So one of the first questions that we ask any artist when they come and start to work with us is kind of, what are you passionate about? What are your hobbies? Do you have any causes that you favor? Is there, is there any kind of disease or anything in your family that we can help be supportive of? And that plays a big role, especially in kind of the world of branded entertainment.
Great. So is that it? No? Any more? Okay, go down front here. Cool.
Hey Matt, this question's for you. You mentioned, you suggested that it would be a good idea for content producers to get to know agencies' client lists. How does one go about doing that?
Yeah, the long way to go about it is to look up a bunch of agencies, go to their websites, and see what they have on there. But what you can likely do is pick up a couple of awards annuals, or check out like the Cannes website or Marketing Magazine, and you'll see what agencies are talking about, what campaigns they're talking about, and you'll start to see what type of activities coming out of those shops. And then from that, you'll get to know the names of the people that work on the stuff too, and start to build a contact list from that.
Cool, thanks.
And LinkedIn is awesome too.
LinkedIn, yeah.
LinkedIn. That was another previous panel. Anybody else? Anybody else at all? All right, there was a suggestion from the audience for the panel, actually, that there might be some synergy between the Megan Fox and the manscaping and the Respect the Pouch. So maybe the three of you guys could get together, but I know the guys are going to stick around on the stage. Is there? You guys sure? Like they're not going to be up here ever again, ever. All right. Well, thank you very much to our panel. Everyone, go enjoy your networking break. Thanks to everyone for coming.